Hello, sixth grade. So we are going to start our Kristin Ferris inspired artwork. And I know it seems really complex, but I hope I can walk you through it in a way that it kind of all starts to make sense. Now I'm going to work on one with you, obviously. This is a demo. So for this project, you're probably going to want scissors because you're going to cut out your circle. A ruler is an absolute must, as well as an eraser, pencil, and then I'm using markers to color mine in. That'll come in later. And then as well, you're going to want paper. And then there's a few different ways you can create circles, because if you saw all of her work was typically round, or even if it wasn't round, it was a hexagon, so it was similar to being round. So your options are to find, sorry, I'm reaching over, to find a bunch of circular things in your house that you can trace. I just looked around my room and I found some old crown buckets, a little old yogurt container, a lid, and then this is actually from pizza. And it's like a round piece of cardboard. If you don't have any of those, what I would suggest, it's definitely not as perfect, but can still work, is getting a piece of string. So with this string, what you would do is you would tie it onto one end of your pencil. I've already made my little loop. And then using a string on your pencil, I kind of pull it down. You can hold it, and then you can use that to help you make circles, if you can see. And then if you want smaller circles, you would hold it closer and go around. And if you want really big circles, you would go farther down, and that's what you could use. But I want to get started, so let's get started. So you want a blank piece of paper, and then I think for this one, I'm going to do kind of like those stepping stair design that she had. I'm going to do two different designs. I'm going to do one that's more circular, and then I'm going to do one that's more made of triangles and geometric shapes, so you guys can kind of choose. Really what we're focusing on with this is repeating shapes, and there is a lot of geometry involved. So now I'm going to trace my first big circle. So there's my first circle. Try to move it to where you guys can see it the best. And then I'm going to go to my next second largest, which if you see there's quite a gap, so maybe I'll go in and add something else in. And then I'm trying to get this as perfectly in the middle as possible because that'll help my design. And so let's go to our next circle, making sure it's kind of even all the way around. You guys can use plates. That's an easy one that you could use for circles. And then our next smallest, making sure he's even all the way around. And then our last circle. So now I have all of these circles in here, and maybe if I want one on this outer rim, I could take this, put it on my pencil. Maybe I want a smaller one too, so I'm going to hold this really close, and then I'm going to go around. All right, I paused it for a second just so I could erase it because I wasn't liking how it was looking, and I practiced it on this outside circle, so it gave me another outside. So you want to pull your string tight, hold it down to your paper, and then lightly go around where your finger's at. And then you can bring it around to finish it out if you want to. Real light. And so now I have my middle circle. And it won't look perfect, but that's why we have an eraser to go back. And it also doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to look like yours. So now I have a bunch of circles inside my circle. I'm going to use my ruler to start breaking it up into all those different sections. So you want to measure your circle. And this is a 12-inch circle, so I know 6 is in the middle. And then I'll do the same this way. 6. So then Now that I've measured half of my circle, I'm going to start adding in light lines to start breaking it up. So first into 4s, like that, and then you can bring it diagonally. And that's how you would start the one that you fill it in almost like stepping stones. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which tells me I need 8 different colors to continue this pattern. But this is our first one that's circular. Now I'm going to do our one that is geometric more. So you can see what I did was I didn't do like multiple circles inside this one, at least not yet. I started with just round, and then like we did with the last one, I cut it up 1, 2, 3, 4, which gives us 8 different pie sections. And then basically what you would do is for whatever you do in one section, you want to repeat it onto the next. So you want them all to be the same to create this geometric pattern. So I started adding in some triangles, and how I did that was I start here on the edge and then I bring it up. And so then I'm going to repeat this on each one so they all match each other. And you can kind of play around with the different geometric designs. All that matters is that they're similar to each other and they match. And then that'll be my last one. So you can see now I have all of those on the inside. So now I can decide what I would want to do next for my next geometric pattern. And maybe I want to bring this in and bring it up. So I'm looking at like halfway through right here, bringing it up to almost the edge. And then I would just go through and repeat that on each one, just breaking it up into different geometric patterns, but the same on each kind of square, or I guess like pie shape. So you can see I'm starting to add in these bigger ones. And really all you're doing is just repeating this one shape in each section. So then I'm going to bring this like that. And I'm just following through what I've done on each one. It doesn't matter if one's a little off. As long as they're all pretty similar, it'll kind of all blend together. So there's that. And now I can decide what other shape I might want to add in. Maybe I want to add a line going straight right here and going up to create this new sort of shape. And then I'm making for sure to go through and do that to each one. I think for this demo, we're just going to talk about building it. So there's the start of one, and I could go back in and decide what other shapes I want to make. Maybe right here on this far edge, I want to do something, and then I could follow that through to do the rest. So I think I'm going to leave this one just right here. I'm going to end it here. What you want to do is you want to get your circle, cut it up into 8 sections, and then kind of repeat what is in each section. And then for the next demo, I think I'm going to walk through coloring. So I might add some more shapes into here. And then for the next video, we're going to talk about how important color is to help these all make sense. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you guys next time.